Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Let me know down in the chat if we are 5 by 5 in the chat. Let us know. Here's the deal. Today's show is very, very chaotic. We actually had the audio. This mic supposedly isn't working, so you may be hearing a little bit of echoey because we are in, of course, the studio here. Not in Florida, not in the normal home studio with the green screen and all that stuff. No, we're actually on location today, and we're here for the next week. So we're going to be doing these morning shows, kicking off the morning right. I wanted to get asked in the pre-show, what did you have to drink? For me, of course, I'll start the morning off with a cup right here, of course. Again, today's show is not made possible without you, the subscribers to the channel. So if you've not done so yet already, please go down below and hit that subscribe button. Greatly shows YouTube that this content's very good. We have news from practically every cruise line today, including DCL. We have news from DCL. The major news in the show, though, is Carnival. Plus, we're going to be talking about my trip. So that is for sure. Hey, Nathan confirms there in the chat. He said we are 5 by 5. I can hear echo in the room. Yeah, sadly, this is going to be the situation because this mic does not work on our streaming computer. However, I have another computer underneath me. I'm looking right down here, and I can. I tested that last night, and the mic looks just fine on that computer. But the problem with that computer is that it can't stream. So it's very confusing here at the show, and I brought all the gear to do the show properly every single day, and it's not working out so great. So I'll have to wait and see if I can fix it by the end of the week. But yeah, again, welcome to the morning show. This is a new thing. We don't have a name for the show. It's just Cruise News Live still. We do appreciate all of you joining us in for today's stream as we give you the cruise news, of course, today. We have news from Carnival. We're going to start off with this story. This story is actually very, very major with Carnival Cruise Line, right? So basically, Carnival Cruise Line is resuming sailings, of course, in every market. There's a few markets that they're leaving out, which we're going to get to those in a minute. But basically, Carnival Cruise Line did go ahead and announce some interesting restart plans for January and February of 2022, right? So basically, what Carnival did announce, which of course is Christine Duffy announcing this over here with Carnival. Basically, Carnival went ahead and announced that their plans for more ships to restart in January and February as it works towards the return of its full fleet sailing from the U.S. home ports in the spring of 2022, according to a press release. Now, of course, with 17 ships scheduled to be operating by the end of the year, Carnival Sunshine will restart from Charleston on January the 13th, and Carnival Liberty will restart from Port Canaveral on February the 11th. And again, with this announcement, Carnival U.S.-based operations will cover the following home ports and ships by February and represents 90% of Carnival's U.S.-based capacity. So here we go. This is the information of the ships. So sailing out of Galveston, Texas, we have Carnival Breeze, Carnival Dream, and Carnival Vista. Sailing out of the Port of Miami, we have Carnival Freedom, Carnival Horizon, Carnival Sunrise, and Carnival Conquest. Out of Port Canaveral, we have Mardi Gras, Carnival Elation, Carnival Magic, and Carnival Liberty, of course, starting sailings on February the 11th. So, yeah, what makes this very interesting, right, is that Carnival originally, earlier this year, they were targeting full fleet operations by the end of 2020, 2021, I should say, which we knew was not going to happen because it would be next to impossible. And again, this doesn't include Australia, which Australia, no cruising out of there. They're basically shut down as can be. But another thing with Carnival, with their other markets, such as, let me see, there we go. Such as New Orleans. So if you're sailing out of New Orleans, you have the Carnival Glory and Carnival Valor. These are two great ships. Of course, Carnival Glory is fresh off of a dry dock all the way over there in Spain. Of course, Carnival Cruise Line, most of their fleet is heading over to Cadiz. So It is very, very good to see. And of course, sailing out of Long Beach, California, you have the Carnival Panorama, also the all-new Carnival Radiance, and of course, the Carnival Miracle. And out of Baltimore, you of course have the Carnival Legend. Now we're going to move over to Tampa, Florida with our last one, which is of course Tampa. You're going to have the Carnival Pride. And starting January the 13th, the Carnival Sunshine out of Charleston, South Carolina. So yeah, that is the update as of right now with Carnival, what ships are sailing from which markets. We have actually an update from other cruise lines, which are other ships that are going to be resuming sailings this month. But again, here's a quote from Carnival Cruise Line's president, Christine Duffy. She says, "Our restart plan continues to excel across all metrics, and we are looking forward to completing the restart of the fleet in the new year's." Again, this is Christine Duffy. She also says, "We appreciate the support and patience of our guests, travel agents, and ports and destination partners who have been key to this successful U.S. restart." Which again, it's true, right? Again, if it wasn't for these ports and the travel advisors, we would basically, the restart wouldn't be going as planned. So we have a comment over here from Nathan from Best of Boat Worlds. We're going to read this one right now. So a comment here from Nathan. He said, "I am pretty sure that Elation is sailing this week. It is going to be the first fantasy class ship to set sail since March 2020. Yes, you are correct, Nathan. The Carnival Elation did resume sailing over the weekend out of Port Canaveral. I did see her set sail on Fleet Cam. And yeah, so she is actually the only fantasy class ship sailing until, I believe, March. So we could see another fantasy class ship restarting in March if Carnival decides to put the one of the fantasy class ships. Because as of right now, there's only 3 ships left, fantasy class ships in Carnival's fleet, and 3 that needs to resume sailings from the U.S. And that's the Carnival Paradise, Carnival Sensation, and Carnival Ecstasy. Now, again, Jacksonville, Mobile, and Tampa. Well, Tampa has 1 ship, so only 2 markets that are really missing Carnival ships, which is Jacksonville and Mobile, Alabama. Which, if you're living out of those cities, it's really sad. I do hope that Carnival does restart those ships in March as planned. Hope none of us they have another big virus outbreak or something. They can't restart these ships, so we're hoping that they can get these cruise ships restarted. But also we have an interesting thing all the way over here, of course, with Carnival. Pull up this story over here. Basically, Carnival Cruise Line has restarted. This is an infographic with nearly 100 cruises since beginning in July. And they have over 2,000, not even 2,000, 200,037 guests sailed since July. And again, with half of its U.S. fleet back in service and sailing from 6 U.S. home ports, Carnival Cruise Line has released an accomplishment 3 months since resuming sailings with this infographic. And again, the company's restart began on July the 3rd, 2021, where the Carnival Vista set sail from Galveston, Texas. And of course, since then, 10 additional ships have resumed sailings, carrying 237,000 guests from home ports along the east and west coast and the Gulf of Mexico. And well, all guests, and we'll get to the graphic right now. We're not spoils the graphic right here. So this is basically what the graphic says. And again, they have sailed 98 voyages, 237,000 guests. That's a pretty big number if you ask me. So yeah, it's really great to see Carnival sailing now. Now, these are some cool graphs right here. Cool numbers right here. 1,000, I should say. With 100,000, that's wow, but no. 8,000, 1,000 jackpots, payouts in the casino slot machines. Now, I'm going to go do the math quickly on that. That's some good money. I think that's like some really good money Carnival's giving away. Well, of course, they're not giving it away. They're getting it back in the casino, you know, but... So, let's do the math here. So they have given away, if my math is correct, which is 8,000 times 1,000, they have given away over $8 million so far in the casino, which is pretty crazy just from slot machines. So there's the interesting statistics. $8 million Carnival has paid out to players in the casino. Also, 11,000 guests have ridden Bolt on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and 220,000 items of Carnival branded merchandise sold. Now, I don't know why they put that one in there. I don't know. I mean, they do have a Carnival shop online, so I don't get this number is really a big number to be like, wow, Carnival sold this much merchandise. But cool number, but don't get why they're including this in the infographic. But it's another interesting number: 180,000 shore excursions taken by guests. So, and again, we're gonna do the math. We're just gonna do the math. I don't know where they got this number from, right? Not quite sure where they got the number from. Does this when the 180,000 is 180,000 per guest? Like, is that like each cruise? Is this count per cruiser, or is this like maybe you go to 5 ports of call on your cruise? Which it's a big number, probably won't happen. But is this number based on the amount of shore excursions Carnival sold, or is this like the amount of guests that did shore excursions? Because I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the math right here, which I believe it was 180,000, and then they had supposedly the number is 237,000. So supposedly 200. If my math is not correct, 1 second. Okay, so my math is correct, which looks correct. Basically 57,000 people did not take an excursion on their cruise through Carnival. Now, that number could be wrong because it could be. Anyhow, it's just interesting to see. Very interesting statistic over there. So that's pretty good to see because, of course, that was one of the things that we thought were going to happen with this cruise restart. We thought they would make it so you have to sail a ship excursion. However, it does not look that way. So that is good to see. Go back over here. Another interesting statistic. Again, probably right now the number's higher. So 500,000 guys burgers served, which is that's astounding. McDonald's would be envy of these numbers. And of course 323,000 chocolate melting cakes served, which here's the deal. When I get in Carnival, I am looking forward to trying those chocolate melting cakes, plus the guy's burger and the big chicken. You know, I'm looking forward to trying all that stuff. So another interesting statistic is So let's see. This is a big number right here, guys. So this is over 500,000 beers sold, like way over. So this is 600,008 again. K beers served, which is this outstanding. So good job, Carnival, getting all this restart, getting these numbers back up. Again, you were at 0 a few months ago. And imagine where they are now with these big outstanding numbers of almost 500,000 on certain items like guys, burgers, and beer. So it's crazy. That is for sure. And we're going to go ahead and pull over to another story. This is one for everyone. Everyone can get involved in this story, I think. Everyone. I mean, everyone loves their favorite cruise line. It could be Carnival, could be Royal Caribbean, could be Celebrity, could be Norwegian. We all know we all love cruise lines. So we're going to share the cruise ships that are resuming sailings this month that are every cruise line. So we're going to go ahead and get into those. Now note this article could not list every single cruise line, right? Because, you know, there's lots of them, a lot of smaller ones that people haven't heard of. But this is pretty much all the major cruise lines. So this is basically the cruise ships resuming service in October. So, of course, over 20 cruise ships are resuming sailings in October. And according to the data from the October edition, from its restart plan by Cruise Industry News, the big news this month, again, the big news for the month included not only the continued reduction of SUs sailing from the U.S., but also the return of cruising to China and the expansion of offerings in Europe. So this is some interesting details. We're going to kind of skip over the ships not sailing from the U.S. We're going to go over them briefly, but we're not going to go as much in detail of where they're sailing from. The former Viking Sun is sailing out of Xingzheng, China, doing South China domestic cruises. The Disney Wonder, so as of right now, all of Disney Cruise Line ships are back operational, right? You have the Disney Fantasy, which resumes sailings this Saturday with week-long voyages out of Port Canaveral. You have the Disney Dream doing 3 and 4 nights to the Bahamas. Disney Magic getting ready to do sailings out of Miami after her successful UK summer voyages season. And of course, the Disney Wonder will be resuming sailings out of San Diego, offering 3 and 4 night cruises to Ensenada and Carnival San Lucas. First cruise is on October the 1st, so about 9 days ago that happened. So, of course, sailing out of Texas, we also got the Liberty of the Seas. She is sailing out of Galveston. She replaced the Independence. She'll be doing 7-night Western Caribbean itineraries. And again, her first cruise was on October the 3rd. And P&O's, of course, resuming more sailings out of there. Now, Carnival Cruise Line had the Carnival Freedom resume sailings yesterday. And again, they're doing 6 and 8-night Southern and Eastern Caribbean cruises out of Miami. And again, Carnival Freedom, what an awesome ship. So, and of course, Holland America had one of their ships resume sailings out of San Diego, doing same thing as Disney, 3 and 4 night cruises to Ensenada and Carnival San Lucas. Their first cruise is today on Holland America. But the Carnival Elation did resume sailings tomorrow, actually. So it's not this weekend. So according to this article, her first cruise on the Carnival Elation is this tomorrow. So on Monday, which, again, I did say it wrong on the show, so I'm a retraction. I am sorry that I did mess up the number. I did think the Elation set sail today, which is sadly not the case, or like yesterday. But it is set sail tomorrow out of Port Canaveral, doing 4 and 5 night cruises to the Bahamas and the Caribbean, which is interesting because the Carnival Magic, I guess, will be replacing and doing 3 and 4 night cruises nowadays. Not quite sure, because Carnival, right, they have the Carnival Mardi Gras doing 7 nights, Carnival Relation doing 4 and 5 nights, which Magic was also doing. So I don't know if the Magic's shifting to 6 and 8 nights. I think it's what she's doing. And then we're going to be having the Carnival Liberty, which I think is the shorter night cruises. I don't know how Carnival's market here in Port Canaveral works with 4 ships, but it's really cool to see Carnival resuming sailings. And if you know what Carnival's market strategy is for Port Canaveral, let me know. I'd love to know. I'd love to chat with you, maybe get you on the show as an interview, because I know the Space Coast, but I'm not sure how Carnival can have 4 ships sailing to somewhat the same ports. That is for sure. Now, Azamar, of course, after them being sold to another company, they're restarting with one of their ships, the Azamar Journey, out of Greece and Italy. They're doing Greek Islets itineraries, and their first sailing is on the 13th of October. Also, Royal Caribbean Spectrum of the Seas, that ship's sailing again. She'll be sailing on the 14th out of Hong Kong, of course, doing Seacation for local residents only. And also NCL Holdings, Reagan 7 Seas Explorer, she'll be resuming sailing on the 15th, doing Western and Eastern Mediterranean cruises out of Barcelona and Italy, which is very cool to see, right? And of course, Riviera for Oceania Cruises is resuming sailings out of Turkey and Italy on October the 18th. The Norwegian Bliss resuming sailings out of LA on October the 24th. Phoenix Resident has a ship sailing out of Germany on the 24th. Ada Cruises has a ship sailing on the 26th out of to the Dominican Republic and Germany. So that's an interesting itinerary right there, ladies and gentlemen. To the Dominican Republic and Germany. And Princess Cruise Line has the Ruby Princess. That will be resuming sailings out of San Francisco October the 31st. Now, again, as mentioned earlier in the show, there are certain ships that have to take pauses to go across the pond and stuff like that. So these are the ships that will be resuming sailings from new home ports. That includes the Adventure of the Seas, which will be resuming sailings out of Galveston later this month after her time in the Bahamas, and she went over to the dry dock in France. Serenity of the Seas will be resuming sailings out of Tampa after she did her Alaskan cruise season. The Majestic Princess, of course, she will start sailings this weekend out of LA after her Alaskan cruise season. Scarlet Lady in the Bahamas, of course, her first cruise returned today. We also have the NYK line resuming sailings. Viking Orion and Crystal Endeavor after their short pause in operation. Which again, very good to see all this, like this great cruise restart happening. So we're gonna go to the chat now. We're gonna go read the comments here in the chat. Fun fact, Nathan says, I was supposed to go on the Disney Magic in November the 8th this year. However, we had to cancel because of the new requirements to get into the Bahamas. Yeah, I know that's a lot of cruisers. Their cruise messed up because they can't get their whole family to meet the requirements. And yeah, sorry for that, Nathan. I do know that these requirements for these health and safety protocols are being extended into like summer of next year. So if you go on a cruise without having to deal with them testing the masks, the vaccine requirements, your best bet, in my opinion, is to book end of next year and then hope it's gone by then, which is not really a big percentage. Probably most likely will still be around. But once again, we'll have to wait and see. And again, if you have any cruise questions watching, again, let us know down in the comments below. We're doing this show every morning for this week, or at least every morning I can. Of course, we're here in Tennessee as we speak right. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry for that, folks. There's gonna be no audio for all that. So, as I was saying, we're here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee today, and we're here, of course, here for the week. We'll be back in Florida by Friday, so this is a quick little trip over here to Gatlinburg to hang out and enjoy the awesome views here. Now, we are here for, again, one whole week. Again, as terms of content on the main channel, the title show, I'm going to be doing a review of our hotel here, but probably not. Overall, if you're going to see a lot of content from Gatlinburg, it will be on this show. So expect semi-daily updates on this show. If I go anywhere, I'll post little highlights like you see here. This is a cool video from yesterday's drive through the national park. I'll see if I can full screen that right there. And of course, as you can see there, those are elk, and that's pretty cool. Like, it was super close to the car. I mean, that thing was massive, and it was so close to the car, which was pretty scary, but pretty cool at the same time. So, yeah, pretty highlight of our trip there. And of course, as you can see there one is. That was crazy how close it was. And overall, a pretty cool trip to through the national park yesterday. It's very interesting driving through the national park because the route to go very slow. It's very scenic, so I do like that. But it's, of course, always a fun time heading through the Smoky Mountains National Park. Very scenic, that's for sure. And of course, as someone from Florida, where we don't have mountains. We do have small hills, but not mountains. It's very interesting going so high up and then going all the way back down into the valley. So a very, very cool experience overall. So yeah, again, as you can see here, this is one of the stops that people were stopping outside the road to see these deers, which was very, very cool to see, that is for sure. And yeah, once again, everybody, this was such a cool experience going to the national park. I'll make sure to share more experiences of our trip if I do have footage to share on this show. So tune back in tomorrow. And also, by the way, guys, if you've not done so already, please share the show on social media. Let the folks know that we're doing this show every single day. Just to bring you a recap of the events in the cruise industry for this morning. Again, this morning, not much news to get to today, so that's going to wrap up your cruise news coverage here on the show. And hopefully we can get the audio situation fixed, because we had audio problems in this show with the not certain scenes. your problems with overall echo-ness because this mic is broken, which is sad because I brought us all the way from Florida. We're going to go ahead and work out all these situations, and we're going to get back to you as soon as possible with, of course, this audio situation. I'll give you an update tomorrow to see if we can get it fixed. But I'll be right back here tomorrow, probably at the same time, or it could be later in the day. But again, this is our morning show. We're going to wake you guys up. Not going to get up too early because, again, doing this show with no drink is very hard. Of course, got my cup here of juice. Of course, no coffee, because if I have coffee, oh boy, you don't want to stay tired with coffee. That's pretty crazy. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for watching the show. If your first time tuning in to the show, give me the show every day. It's unscripted. We have a few subjects we're going to talk about every single day. Again, if you've not done so already, make sure you subscribe down below. If there's any more breaking cruise news over the day, I'll do a Cruise News Live quick takes video. And until then, thank you, Nathan, for joining us for today's show. We really do appreciate it. And make sure, again, if you've not done so already, please share the stream out to your friends. And be safe out there, everybody. And again, we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning. Until then, take it easy.